Today going to do a foundation test that hopefully to help you guys choosing foundations, especially from Florasis. Today going to do a half face Florasis and half face Giorgio Armani. This is very classic one, power fabric foundation. So going to compare this to a lot of you messaged me in regards to choosing Florasis foundations shade. Would it be too pale on you? Would it be too light on your skin tone? Myself is light yellow skin tone. So this Florasis one for me, my number is N20, is perfect. And I also use, for example, like Chanel, Giorgio Armani, Maybelline's, all those more international brands. So I think when I do comparison like this, will give you guys more visible information in order to help you to choose a right shade or whether to find out this is suitable for you or not. So let's get started. Busy day ahead today. Hopefully I do minimum 8 hours, and depends on how my little one pan out in the evening. If I can do longer hours, I will. Firstly, let's compare the formulation. Two of them are actually very, very similar. This is Giorgio Armani and this is a Florasis. When you just pump it out, you tilt it up, you will feel Giorgio Armani seems slightly lighter than Florasis. When you smudge it out, the texture you feel both of them is very, very similar. You feel like light cream feeling. And the Giorgio Armani one is, when you spread it out, is slightly creamier, but Florasis one seems, the more you smudge out, the more lighter and the moisture gets in. So although the texture very similar, you still feel minor difference. These are the two colors. Giorgio Armani, my color is number 2, and Florasis is N20. When you compare these two, Giorgio Armani seems to have slightly more warmer undertone compared to the Florasis. Florasis seems still slightly brightened. But both of them matches my face perfectly. Yeah, I know it's weird, but hey, that's what happens. In terms of oxidate, Giorgio Armani is slightly more oxidized or faster oxidized than Florasis when you only see from the swatches. But when you apply on the face, both of them seems more settled, doesn't really continuously getting oxidized throughout the day. So today I would do this half Florasis and this half Giorgio Armani. Primer, I'm using the Club's one. This one is fairly standard primer and works with all the foundations, doesn't really impact the finish of the foundation, which is perfect for today as we need to see the finish on the face as well. What I do is, let me do Giorgio Armani on this side first, and then we apply the Florasis, then we can see the difference. Zoom you guys in a little bit. I was quite debating as what foundation I should choose to do today's video. Why I decided to use Giorgio Armani is because Giorgio Armani is well known, and this fabric foundation is in the market for so long, and most of you probably already tried or heard or seen it or used it yourself. A majority of you will have a good knowledge about this foundation, so it is easier to compare. B is that these two foundation, the finish, the formulation, a lot of points are very, very similar. So I feel two of them are good one to compare. Besides, Giorgio Armani is more high-end. Florasis is, of course, slightly cheaper than, Giorgio Armani. If you like Giorgio Armani's finish and same time you like Florasis packaging, then bingo, off you go. And personally, I really like Giorgio Armani's fabric foundation. I used this foundation for so many years as well. Today I didn't use any concealer, so we will compare the coverage, the finish, the lasting, pretty much everything to compare. Okay, this half I've done, which is Giorgio Armani. You see the finish? It is a very, how to say, high-end classic finish, like skin finish. It's not completely matte. It leaves good amount of natural skin glow on you. Okay, let's do the Florasis on this side, then we compare. Oh, by the way, I changed it to another perf. This was the one for Giorgio Armani. This Florasis foundation doesn't have too much smell as well. I would recommend to use a perf rather than a sponge. Sponge seems to soak up more foundation itself, especially on this Florasis one. I can really see the coverage difference. When I use a damp sponge, it's give me a very light coverage. Is like 30 to 40% max. You can build up obviously, but for the first layer it's very difficult to have like a medium coverage. But since I change it to puff, every time I can get medium coverage. Okay, this side is Florasis. Firstly, let's have a look. Pore minimizing. This side is Giorgio Armani Florasis. From my perspective, they are identical. It blurs the pore about 60%, 60 to 70%. It definitely visually minimizes the pores, not smoothing out completely, but bear in mind I do have fairly big pores, so it's not really foundation's problem. And looking at the under eye area, there is no sinking into the lines. Over here, all looking smooth. Then let's get a little bit distance looking at the finish. I would say Florasis is slightly dewier, only by like 10%, especially if you see the glow over here, compare over here. This side is like slightly dewier, right? Coverage, two of them identical, medium coverage. Today, based on same primer, use the same applicator, give you the same coverage. In terms of the shade difference, although when you see the swatches, Giorgio Armani one seems warmer and Florasis one seems more towards neutral, but when applied on my face, let me zoom you out to see the whole face. I don't think you can tell that I use the two foundations on the face, can you? Especially from the colors perspective. So if you're same as me, light yellow skin tone or light warmer based skin tone, Florasis N20 would work perfectly for you. Okay, let me set the face. For me, for the foundation test, I will only just set with powder, won't use a setting spray. The powder, I'm just going to use Florasis Silk Blossom powder. This is translucent, but it's not loosing powder, it's pressed powder. So, as it's a foundation test to compare both, as long as the base product and the top product you use the same, it still can really tell whether the two foundations whose performs not better, like how they actually perform based on the same product on the one face. Wouldn't impact today's results, that put that way. So besides, I'm a little bit lazy to get up and get the translucent powder, so I'm just going to grab what is closer to me. Besides, this is also very good. The blurring effect of this one is really good. Actually, let me zoom you in. Okay, let's see on the Giorgio Armani side. Remember the reflection now and the pores size. Okay. Can you guys see the difference already? Can you tell the two difference? This one seems just added a softer filter in there. It just make both foundation look even better. It is like very natural skin. It's like you born this way. Very good. Yeah, 12:01. So I'm going to finish the rest of face and hopefully I can record another video. So busy day ahead, but I will check in about 3-4 hours. Don't switch off. I see you soon. It's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon, exactly 4 hours. So I purposely toned down the lights behind me so we can see actually better the result on the face. Remember, this side is Giorgio Armani, this side is a Florasis. Sorry, I need to sort out my lip. Had a bit of snacks in the afternoon. Anyway, I'm going to have dinner later, so not going to reapply lipsticks. I had a look at the overall performance. Two of them very similar, even the face oil places. I have applied no highlighter today, by the way. So if you see the nose bridge and just on the side of the nose and the smiley line surround, that's where the face oil came out. Not horribly, but you can absolutely tell. See the shining bit, and then when you turn it over here, but the rest of the face remained very well. If you look at the forehead, the chin here. But I have to say, if you have a look, Florasis this side has just like the pores start coming out. This Giorgio Armani has a little bit over here as well. So what we do is let's do a touch up just to see if it breaks as well. And let me just grab my powder. Okay, let's do the Giorgio Armani side first. Okay, remember the reflection like this. Oh wow, it looks way much better now. And let me just get even closer. There is no kind of cakiness. Nothing jammed with the powder. Yeah, there is nothing. Let's have a look at the Florasis side. I think the same. Straight away, kind of back to normal. Okay, after apply the powder on the face, the pores seems to be blurred out right away. You know, when it comes with face oil, my pores seems like just really want to pop out. But the ones that apply the powder is all kind of shrunken in. But on the side of the nose, this is Giorgio Armani side, and this is a Florasis side. Both sides has a little bit like white little dot, but Giorgio Armani side is slightly more visible compared to the Florasis side. But other than that, there is no difference just yet. So yeah, the two sides seems performed very similar. Even, based on today, I use the same primer, same face care, same setting powder, same length of time. And the outcome seems so far 4 hours now, still kind of the same. There's no partially breaks. Okay, I will catch up again in few hours. It is now 9:10. It is just over 9 hours today, and I had a look in the mirror myself. Since we did the touch up after 4 hours, there isn't too much change on both sides. This side is Giorgio Armani, and this side is Florasis. The forehead, I have to say, I think it's because my spots are kind of a little bit more dotted towards Giorgio Armani side, but the whole area, I think, is the combined area. It seems like fanned out as slightly, not too much. Therefore, you can actually see the spots now. On this side, I think like here, the spot marks, old spot marks start appearing a little bit, not too much. This side is okay. Actually, surround my mouth, try to ignore it because I did some lipstick swatches and try on today, so it has been removed and retouched up quite a few times. But other than that, again, the forehead oil control is okay. It's still surround the nose, especially tip of the nose. For pores area, I think start showing again on both sides, Giorgio Armani as well as Florasis. And my smiley lines start appearing as well, right? Sorry, I look at the camera as well as the monitor at the same time. So, but other than that, both foundations still remained well. Off the camera, to be honest, I done twice test for both of them. Again, half face, half face. I have to say, this today is the third time and the result has remained exactly the same as the other 2 times I did myself before. 2 of them, from the finish, formulation, the performance, the experience of applying them. If you just remove to a same bottle, you probably don't really tell the difference. 2 of them are very, very similar, at least on my face. And for the lasting part, 2 of them are very similar as well, how they react to my skin, like the oil control, face oil coming out. It has the same area, has exactly the same challenges, which is around my nose and the forehead, T-zone for oil coming out, but after touching up, both of them remained well for the rest of the face. And yeah, I can't really say which one is better. I think it depends on your skin condition and what's your expectation, what you want to achieve from a foundation. If you feel Florasis is fairly new to you, you don't know what this actually perform like, I'm sure you will be very familiar with Giorgio Armani's Power Fabric. Power Fabric, got the name right, a little bit too late now. If you are familiar with Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation, this Florasis one is very much identical. So if you like this one, you will absolutely love Florasis one. Besides, look at the bottles. I like both. I'm type of person that I would either go for something very classic, simple, straightforward, don't give me too much malarkey. Alternatively, something very unique, very different, and just, go over the roof. So, lastly, have a look at the face again. Okay, now comes the end of this video. I do have a question for you guys. For Chinese makeup foundation especially, if I bring another Chinese brand, for example, Timage or Flower Nose, for example, what foundation you like me to compare with? For example, MAC foundation, Maybelline Fit Me, or L'Oreal Long Lasting, or Chanel, or etc. So please leave your comments down below. So next time when I do this type of foundation, compare like for like, I can pick one of your wish list from your comments and to implement to my next video. So thank you so much for your help in advance. Hope you liked today's video. If you do click the like button, and most importantly to subscribe my channel. I will see you very soon.